During the Biden administration, I called for people looking at Epstein files. Merrick Garland dropped the ball, as did Attorney General Bill Barr, as did Alex Acosta, a whole string of failures. But you are in charge. You have the power to change things, to hold these men accountable, and you're doing the opposite. You're protecting them. So I want to move on to another man.
This is so ridiculous, and that they are trying to deflect from all the great things Donald Trump has done. There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency. He's the one that asked that those files
I'm going to claim my time. I got your answer. You said there's no evidence.
Trump asked
Mr. Chairman, please stop the clock.
Stop
the clock.
The legislation. This is
ridiculous.
Time belongs to the
I have a UC.
Ms. Crockett from Texas is recognized for UC.
Thank you so much. Donald Trump's approval rating implodes on his strongest issue. This is from Newsweek today. It says 40% of people approve of Trump's handling of immigration and border security, while 60% disapprove.
Without objection,
that is a net
admitted.
drop
Now I
to
recognize the gentleman
-20.
from California, Mr. Liu.
Thank you, Attorney General Bondi, for being here today. I'm going to show you two photos.
Thank you.
I'm going to show you two photos of former Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew attended various parties with Jeffrey Epstein. Under the law Congress passed, you were allowed to redact photos to protect the victims of Epstein's sex trafficking operation. You redacted the photos of this victim's face because you were following the congressional law. Is that correct?
I'm sorry that we redacted the victim's
Because you were
face?
following the congressional law, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You have now established that please put the photos back up, that we are looking at a sex trafficking victim. Under the Federal Victims Trafficking Protection Act, not only is Jeffrey Epstein guilty, but anyone who patronizes Epstein's sex operation is also guilty of a crime. That's why I find it absolutely despicable that you sought to protect Epstein's clients, like former Prince Andrew. Last July, you closed the case on Epstein's abusers. The July 2025 memo from your Department of Justice stated, quote, "We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties." These two photos, please put the photos back up. These two photos staring you in the face are evidence of a crime and more than enough evidence to predicate an investigation against former Prince Andrew. So I ask you, Attorney General Pam Bondi, why did you shut down this investigation last July, and why have you not prosecuted former Prince Andrew?
I don't believe you asked Merrick Garland these questions when he was Attorney General and set before.
I agree with you.
You twice.
I'm reclaiming my time.
Never
I agree with
mentioned
you. I agree with you. During the Biden administration, I called for people looking at Epstein files. Merrick Garland dropped the ball, as did Attorney General Bill Barr, as did Alex Acosta, a whole string of failures. But you are in charge. You have the power to change things, to hold these men accountable, and you're doing the opposite. You're protecting them. So I want to move on to another man.
Can I answer
Donald
that,
Trump.
though?
I want to move on to another
Can I
question.
answer your question about protecting
You
Prince
answered the
Andrew?
question.
You're saying no. I love this.
I want to discuss another man, Donald Trump, who is all over the Epstein files, like former Prince. Here's the video. Like former Prince Andrew, Donald Trump attended various parties with Jeffrey Epstein. I want to know, were there any underage girls at that party or at any party that Trump attended with Jeffrey Epstein?
This is so ridiculous, and that they are trying to deflect from all the great things Donald Trump has done. There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency. He's the one that asked that those files
I'm reclaiming my time.
be
I got your
released.
answer. You said there's no evidence.
President Trump asked
Mr. Chairman, please
I'd like
stop
to
the clock.
reclaim my
to
time.
Stop
sign
the clock.
legislation. This is
Time.
I'd like to
ridiculous.
reclaim my time.
Time belongs to the gentleman from California.
Okay. I'm going to put up another document from a witness who called the FBI's National Threat Operations Center because I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath, and this is on videotape. You said there's no evidence of a crime. I'm showing you, here is a witness statement who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone. He was so angry, he was going to stop the limo and hurt Donald Trump. And he met a girl who said she was raped by Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. She later had her head blown off, and officers at the scene said that could not have been suicide. No one at the Department of Justice interviewed this witness. You need to interview this witness immediately. Epstein should rot in hell, so should the men who patronized his operation. And as we say here today, there are over 1,000 sex trafficking victims, and you have not held a single man accountable. Shame on you. If you had any decency, you would resign right after this hearing
The
concludes.
gentleman has expired.
May I respond?
Yeah, I don't know how you respond. No one can.
I did
Oh,
not
can
ask a
respond.
question, Ms.
He
Head.
doesn't
You're
want
allowed
to talk
to.
about
I did
the
not ask a
horrific
question.
crime in California. He does not want to talk about
I did not ask a
crime
question.
in his state.
She can't
Madam
just
Attorney
ad-lib
General.
stuff.
Going
I
after
did not ask a
Donald Trump.
question.
Meeting will be in order. The gentleman has yielded back his time. I think our next witness will be.
All right, let's talk about what we just saw. So I'm watching this congressional hearing clip where Ted Lieu is grilling the Attorney General and throwing around some very serious accusations tied to the Jeffrey Epstein case. He brings up photos involving Prince Andrew and then pivots straight into claims about Donald Trump. And honestly, watching that moment tells you a lot about how politics in Washington works right now. Before we go any further though, welcome to Straight Talk Politics. If you believe in honest conversations, if you're tired of media spin, and if you want real political breakdowns from a patriotic perspective, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice matters here, and this channel is all about bringing Americans together to talk about the truth behind the headlines. Now let's get back to what just happened in that hearing. You saw Ted Lieu pull out a series of accusations connected to the Epstein scandal. The moment he started mentioning photos and alleged victims, the tension in that room went way up. The Epstein case is one of the darkest scandals involving powerful elites in modern history, and Americans on both the left and the right want accountability for anyone involved. But here's where the situation gets interesting. Lieu immediately turns the conversation toward Donald Trump, suggesting that because Trump attended some social events with Jeffrey Epstein decades ago, there must be evidence tying him to crimes. That's a massive leap. And this is where many conservatives and right-leaning viewers start raising eyebrows. Because for years, we've heard about Epstein files, secret client lists, and powerful people who may have been involved in his trafficking network. The American public has demanded transparency. But when it comes time to actually pursue real evidence, suddenly the conversation turns into political theater. Look closely at what happened in that hearing. Lieu asked if there were underage girls at parties where Trump was present. The Attorney General responded that there is no evidence that Donald Trump committed a crime. That answer didn't satisfy Lieu, and he immediately accused her of lying under oath. But accusations are not proof. And in America, the standard isn't political suspicion. The standard is evidence and due process. From a conservative point of view, the real question is this. If the government truly has evidence against anyone connected to Epstein, whether they're Democrats, Republicans, billionaires, royalty, or former presidents, then those people should absolutely be investigated and prosecuted. No exceptions. That includes anyone connected to Epstein, including figures like Prince Andrew, who has already faced massive public scrutiny over his association with Epstein. But what Americans are tired of seeing is Congress turning hearings into viral sound bites instead of serious investigations. Because let's be honest, if lawmakers truly wanted justice for the victims, they would focus on exposing the entire network that surrounded Epstein. Remember, Epstein didn't operate alone. He had powerful friends, wealthy contacts, international connections. There were pilots, financiers, socialites, and politicians who crossed paths with him over decades. Yet somehow, every few months, the conversation narrows down to political opponents. That's why so many people watching this clip feel like they're watching political grandstanding rather than a genuine search for justice. And another thing that stood out in that exchange was when the Attorney General pointed out that previous administrations also failed to fully resolve the Epstein investigation. That includes officials who served under presidents from both parties. Names like Merrick Garland, Bill Barr, and Alex Acosta were all mentioned in the context of earlier decisions surrounding Epstein-related cases. That tells you something important. This scandal didn't start with one administration, and it certainly didn't end with one. It spans decades. And that's exactly why Americans across the political spectrum are demanding the full truth. From a patriotic conservative perspective, the goal should be simple: expose every single person involved in Epstein's trafficking network, no matter their wealth, power, or political affiliation. Justice for the victims should come before partisan politics. If someone committed crimes, prosecute them. If there is evidence, release it. If there are witnesses, investigate them. But turning congressional hearings into shouting matches filled with accusations without confirmed evidence doesn't bring justice. It just creates more political division. And that's the tragedy here. Because the Epstein case should have been one of the biggest bipartisan investigations in modern history. Instead, it keeps getting dragged into the political battlefield. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Congress is actually serious about uncovering the truth behind the Epstein network? Or do you think hearings like this are more about political point scoring than real accountability? Drop your opinion in the comments below. And if you want more straight talk political breakdowns like this, no media spin, no corporate talking points, just real conversations about what's happening in Washington, make sure you subscribe to Straight Talk Politics, like this video, and share it with someone who wants the full picture. Because the more Americans stay informed, the harder it becomes for the truth to stay buried. United States.